got the rocket-armed Will Levis. You can't ask for much more than his last game, a 5-touchdown effort.
It's the Vikings and the 49ers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
The onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. It's an early test here after 2 losses to start the season, and a game they probably really need.
Obviously, no way do they want to get to 0-3. Not many teams make the playoffs with that kind of a start.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, it's been a great start to the season. Back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Ready up! Let's go now!
On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Right back to Singletary on second down. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. This defense for the Vikings, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Purdy. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowsky to punt the football. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Little bootleg here. Levis. He'll buy some time, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 21. A first down there on a pickup of 25. It'll be Joe Mixon, born in nearby Oakley, California. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Levis to throw it. This one brought in by Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. Here we go now on 1st and goal. Levis sets up to throw here. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Vikings get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
49ers nothing. Set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A give up the middle to Singletary. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. First down San Francisco, the pickup 14 yards.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Back at his 48-yard line.
Singletary again. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
Play action now. Levis. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but it'll be 2nd down. You look at this Niner defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Mixon with a 1st down carry, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers for Mixon last week: 14 carries, 58 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Open man, complete downfield to Davis. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. He got 29 yards that time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Levis out of the shotgun now. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make the score 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Niners set to take over on offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
They'll give this to Singletary running right. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now Purdy. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. Now he'll go down the line before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there at 22.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give, Singletary right side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Stop made there by Brian Asamoah. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
at the 22-yard line.
Hey, check that.
Here's Purdy. This is caught. Have got it back to within a score. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. Yeah, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Gabe Davis and the offense getting the football back here. He's been really good in the yardage category, yet to hit the end zone, however.
A minor blemish against him right now because the work he's doing catching the ball, in some ways he's helping serve as good ball control because the big plays that he's making have really helped out his team.
Absolutely. They're winning on the scoreboard here in quarter number 2. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Room here to run. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Again, it's Mixon. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Vikings sit 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deommodore Lenoir. And the 49ers will take over here just shy of the 30. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, to a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Purdy. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Andrew Booth. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. Fielded at about the 28. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable. And really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Now he's looking just to add to his totals. That one goes for 24 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Levis to throw off play action. They'll roll him out right. And his throw here is incomplete.
As quarterbacks like to do, he pushed it downfield on that throw. But I think that since he was outside the pocket and there was open space, it would have been a good time for his 1st carry of the game.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Rolling to his right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Levis. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Nick Bosa in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, it's Levis. And he'll be hit as he releases it. Quarter and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Purdy to throw it on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. There he goes, right side. How about this? And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
Where's the contain there? And yes, that's a question because that was just a simple drop-off. But he hits the Jets, and all of a sudden, the seas part in front of him. A huge result there to flip the field and what was a fairly innocuous play call.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Throwing here, Purdy. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Purdy. Screen play setting it up for Mitchell. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
So Purdy off and Moody on for the 49er field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, The first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense? Or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here. Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and now it winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
2nd down, here's Levis. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Levis now off of play action. Addison hauls it in. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 34-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 1st and 10. Here's Levis. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, and pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
Purdy now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half.
Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing.
1st down, here's Mitchell. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Let's focus in on what we got to do here. Leave it all out here. Leave it all out here. Let's go. Come on, baby. Rock and roll. What's the deal, y'all?
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that is no good. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports halftime report. Time for a look around the NFL here in week 3 of the new year.
Well, look around
This
the
has
NFL.
certainly been
We'll
a
have to
fun
wait
one to
for
watch so
postgame
far.
because
We
are
knew this was
moving
going to be a
right
battle.
to
We
halftime
have
and
not been
on to the third
disappointed.
quarter.
This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The fair catch taken short of the goal line, and they'll begin this third quarter at their own 25. So here are the Vikings to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Levis. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Called that a very strong gain of 24. Well, they go play action. Here's Levis. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, it's too early to figure out what kind of adjustments this defense made at halftime, but that's a good start to the second half. They can now afford to give up more points and fall further behind, so well done to force the punting situation here.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Purdy now to throw. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And knocked him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So that play much needed there as they're all the way up near the 40 for a 1st and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On second down, here's Mitchell. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Purdy off the play fake. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's Foley Fatukasi who got in there and finished off the play. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Purdy looking to throw. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Levis back to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Levis looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 20. And the Vikings first down.
On first down, Levis. This goes out wide from Mixon. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Mixing up the middle. Touchdown, Vikings! Joe Mixon, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
49ers 10. Graham Gano set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Purdy bootlegging it. That's Samuel caught left side. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And you start to think if it's going to happen for these guys, it's got to start with this drive. Down 3 scores, they need to start making some inroads. And that'll help the cause there as they pick up good yardage and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. Now on first down, it's Purdy. It returns it right back to Samuel. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's 2nd and 3. Shotgun now with Purdy. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Niners on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements. No surprise, they try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
A little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
Offense.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there.
Still 2nd down.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Levis sets up to throw here. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
22 yards. 1st down, Vikings.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And dropped at the 35, but able to display some strength on the run. 99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Levis from the gun. This one brought in by Jefferson. And Jefferson's going to have the Vikings 1st down as the tackle made at the 31-yard line.
4-yard pickup on the play. And the Vikings 1st down.
Now it's Mixon running right. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
Here's Levis. That is caught. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 12-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. Mixon will try the right side. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. After that play, we're going to get a pause here, an injured player, and that's the tight end, Zach Ertz, in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
They're a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll try the field goal now with Graham Gano. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Gano's kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the 49ers settling in for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Purdy's throw caught by Gray. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Purdy. Looking for Gray and finding him once again. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Here's Purdy. He'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Purdy looking to throw on 1st down here. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Purdy now on 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
And this pass caught by Gray. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Viking 17-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
At the 17-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Purdy. Quick throw there is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That is caught by the tight end, Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the 49ers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm a...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
The previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball positioned?
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Moody good with the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. That time a 9-play drive, and it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question